In the quiet countryside of Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, the world feels different. Fields stretch out as far as the eye can see. Simple farmhouses and wooden barns stand like sentinels of another time. The sound of horse-drawn buggies echoes softly along the dirt roads. Everywhere, there's a sense of calm, a sense of purpose. Here, the Amish live a life deeply connected to the land and their traditions, a life guided by faith, family, and hard work. In today's fast-paced, modern world, most people rely on government systems for support. But the Amish have chosen a different path, a path built on self-reliance and strong community ties. How do they do it? How have they created such resilient communities without outside help? Today, we'll uncover their remarkable way of life and explore the lessons we can learn from their unwavering commitment to each other. In Amish communities, few practices highlight their spirit of unity and mutual aid more than barn raising. When a family needs a new barn, it's not just their responsibility, it becomes a collective effort involving friends, neighbors, and extended family. Picture a peaceful morning in the countryside. The sun peeks over the horizon, casting a golden glow on fields of corn and wheat. Slowly, the community gathers, tools in hand, ready to work. The air is filled with the rhythmic sound of hammers striking nails, the creak of wooden beams being lifted into place, and the occasional burst of laughter as people work side by side. It's more than just construction. It's a tradition built on trust, generosity, and a shared sense of purpose. Men and older boys handle the heavy lifting, while women prepare hearty meals to keep everyone fed. By day's end, the barn stands tall, a testament to what can be accomplished when everyone works together. For the Amish, barn raising is more than a practical necessity. It's a symbolic reminder that in times of need, the strength of the community is greater than that of any individual. This tradition is a cornerstone of their way of life, showing that through cooperation and faith, they can thrive without relying on external assistance. Barn raising is a carefully coordinated process, one that reflects the essence of Amish life: community, simplicity, and shared effort. It begins well before the day of construction, with detailed planning led by the men of the community. Once the need for a new barn is established, experienced elders and skilled carpenters gather to design the structure, ensuring that everything is ready for the big day. On the morning of the event, families arrive early, men carry their tools, hammers, saws, and drills, while women bring baskets filled with homemade food, pies, bread, and hearty stews to keep everyone well fed throughout the day. There's a quiet excitement in the air, as children run around, eager to watch the work unfold. The process itself is divided into phases, with every family member playing a role. The men, often divided into smaller teams, focus on different sections of the barn. Some handle the frame, others work on the walls, and a few manage the roof. Older boys assist their fathers, learning the craft by observing and helping wherever they can. Younger boys carry supplies and fetch tools, feeling proud to contribute in their own way. Meanwhile, the women set up long tables under the shade of trees, laying out plates, drinks, and fresh baked goods. They work together in perfect harmony, chatting and laughing as they prepare the midday meal. Daughters and younger girls help by setting the tables and serving food, turning what could be an ordinary meal into a communal feast. Throughout the day, there's a constant rhythm of activity. The sound of wood being cut, nails being driven into place, and beams being lifted echoes across the fields. The atmosphere is lively but calm. Everyone knows their part and works with quiet determination. If someone struggles with a task, there's always a helping hand nearby. As the frame begins to take shape, you can see the pride in everyone's eyes. It's not just about building a barn, it's about strengthening bonds, passing down skills from one generation to the next, and living out the values of hard work and mutual care. By the time the last beam is secured and the final nail is driven, the barn stands tall, a symbol of what the community can achieve when they come together. Before everyone leaves, there's one last gathering. Families sit down to share a meal, simple, nourishing food that tastes even better after a long day's work. As they eat, there's a shared sense of accomplishment, of gratitude for the collective effort that made the day a success. For the Amish, barn raising is more than just an activity. It's a tradition that reminds them of who they are. A people bound by faith, family, and a commitment to supporting one another. In a world where so many rely on outside help, they show that with unity and determination, they can build not just structures, but strong, lasting communities. What makes barn raising truly unique is how every detail is rooted in tradition and simplicity, yet carried out with remarkable precision. The Amish don't rely on modern machinery. Instead, they use hand tools, many of which have been passed down through generations. Wooden mallets, hand saws, chisels, and hammers are carefully maintained and treated as essential parts of their work. These tools are not just instruments, they're symbols of a way of life that values craftsmanship over convenience. The process starts with a blessing, a brief moment of prayer where the community gathers in silence, seeking guidance and protection for the day ahead. This spiritual element is a key part of every Amish endeavor, ensuring that their work is not just physical, but also deeply connected to their faith. As the work begins, each person has a specific role to play. The older men, those with the most experience, oversee the construction, making sure every beam is aligned perfectly. They direct younger men and boys, who handle tasks like lifting heavy planks, nailing boards in place, and securing joints with wooden pegs. The precision with which they work, despite the absence of power tools, is nothing short of impressive. The women's role, while different, is equally vital. Throughout the day, they ensure that everyone stays nourished and hydrated. But it's more than just cooking. They create an atmosphere of warmth and comfort, offering encouraging words to the men and keeping the children entertained so they don't get underfoot. Some of the older women even assist in basic carpentry, driving nails or steadying beams when extra hands are needed. The children play their part too. Young boys often act as runners, carrying messages or fetching supplies. Girls help with the food, setting tables and passing out drinks. Even toddlers toddle around, soaking in the sights and sounds of a tradition they will one day be part of. What makes barn raising truly special is how it impacts the community. It's not just about building a structure, it's about reinforcing the bonds that hold the community together. Every family contributes what they can, whether it's labor, food, or simply moral support. No one is left out. And when the day ends, every participant leaves with a sense of pride, knowing they've helped a neighbor in need. In the modern world, where individualism often takes center stage, this practice stands out as a powerful example of collective effort. For the Amish, it's not just about constructing buildings, it's about constructing a life, one built on trust, cooperation, and the unshakable belief that together they can overcome any challenge. In an Amish family, every member plays a unique and important part in the process. The father, though not traditionally involved in the physical labor, provides stability and direction. He may not be found in the barn raising pit or hammering in the nails, but he is the one making sure the home environment stays calm, that the family is prepared for the long day ahead. He handles the logistics, arranging for food, making sure tools are in order, and coordinating with the other families. The mother's role, though also indirect in the building itself, is equally significant. She maintains the household rhythm, she prepares hearty meals, keeps the children entertained, and provides emotional support when the work gets tough. And in her quiet way, she is also a symbol of unity, keeping the family grounded throughout the whole day. The children, from the youngest to the oldest, have their own tasks. The older boys may help with lifting beams, while girls assist with food and managing the younger ones. The way each family member fits into the rhythm of the day strengthens their bond as a family unit. It's not just the immediate family, but the extended family and the wider community that truly make the barn raising a success. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, they all gather to offer their help. The older generation shares their wisdom with the younger, passing on skills that keep the traditions alive. Grandfathers may oversee the structural work, making sure the barn is being built with care and precision, while grandmothers help prepare food, nurturing the workers' bodies with hearty meals. The wider community also plays a pivotal role. Neighbors from surrounding Amish families arrive, contributing their strength and skill. It's not just a barn being raised, it's a demonstration of the community's interdependence. Every person's role is vital, whether it's running errands, organizing the workforce, or providing moral support. The event becomes a living example of how deeply interconnected they are. The work might be physical, but the sense of belonging, of community, is what truly holds it all together. Acknowledgement of modern adaptations. The Amish community, deeply rooted in tradition, has always prioritized simplicity and self-reliance. However, in recent years, some Amish families have embraced certain modern practices that align with their values, ensuring safety and practicality. For example, while home births remain the preferred method of delivery, many Amish families now use basic medical equipment like fetal monitors to track the baby's health. These tools are used in a way that complements rather than replaces the traditional support system provided by midwives and relatives. Additionally, emergency transport plans are often in place, ensuring that if complications arise, medical assistance is readily available without disrupting the overall birth process. Though these adaptations may seem contrary to the community's usual rejection of technology, they are seen as pragmatic decisions made to preserve the health and safety of both mother and child without sacrificing the values of community and simplicity. The balance of tradition and safety. The balance between tradition and safety is particularly evident in Amish home births. While midwives remain the central figures in assisting with the birth, certain modern practices are now selectively integrated to ensure the well-being of both mother and baby. For example, while Amish families prefer to avoid hospitals and the use of medications, some communities keep oxygen tanks and basic medical supplies on hand, prepared in case of an emergency. This careful integration of modern tools doesn't overshadow the spiritual and familial aspects of childbirth, but rather provides an extra layer of safety in case something goes wrong. In this way, the Amish show how they adapt to the needs of their community without abandoning the practices that define their way of life. These modern tools are used only as a safety net, preserving the tradition of home birth while addressing the potential risks that can arise. Why it matters. These selective adaptations are vital for the Amish as they ensure that safety is maintained without compromising the integrity of their traditions. They allow the community to function within modern society's changing landscape while preserving what is most important to them, a life grounded in faith, family, and simplicity. By carefully integrating modern practices in a way that doesn't interfere with their core values, the Amish demonstrate that tradition and progress can coexist harmoniously. The choices they make reflect a commitment to community well-being, showing that adaptation doesn't mean losing one's identity, but rather finding thoughtful ways to ensure survival in a changing world. As we look at the Amish way of life, especially in how they build strong communities without the need for government assistance, it becomes clear that their focus isn't just on self-reliance, but also on a deep, unwavering commitment to their values. The practices they maintain, from home births to communal support systems, illustrate a way of living that is intentionally slower and more deliberate, focused on what truly matters: family, faith, and unity. The Amish show us that we don't have to rely on modern institutions to find strength within our own communities. They've built a framework of support that emphasizes individual responsibility while ensuring that no one is left behind. And in doing so, they've created bonds that go beyond family, extending to their neighbors and even to future generations. These traditions are a powerful reminder that true community is not just about existing together, it's about actively participating in each other's lives, sharing in each other's burdens, and finding strength in that shared experience. The Amish tradition of communal support and reliance on family, especially in critical moments like birth, teaches us that some of life's most significant events should be shared, not in isolation but within a circle of loved ones. The way they approach childbirth, for example, shows us how a meaningful experience can be rooted in heritage and connection to the land rather than in the sterile, impersonal environment we often associate with modern medical settings. It's a practice that makes the event of birth feel sacred, connected to both the past and the future. In a world where everything moves at an ever-quickening pace, the Amish offer us a lesson in slowing down and being intentional. While we rush to optimize every moment and seek efficiency in every task, their way of life reminds us of the value of patience, mindfulness, and human connection. The Amish believe in the power of traditions to create stronger, more meaningful relationships, something that seems increasingly rare in today's fast-paced world. By embracing these values, we can carve out spaces in our lives where we too can find deeper meaning and connection. How can we learn from the Amish, embracing the values of patience, family, and community to make our own lives more meaningful? What small changes can we make to slow down and focus on what really matters in our own relationships and communities? In a world that often prioritizes convenience over connection, maybe the Amish way offers us an important reminder: the most meaningful moments in life often happen when we take the time to truly be present.